Hello, you beautiful people. Another episode of Uncle Talk. And today we are talking about the gaming and being a gamers. And what is this definition of the game? Why some of us have a fear about it, why some of us we know exactly how to utilize it. Anyway, we're going to talk about this very soon. Raj,
Hello, Uncle Code.
what use?
I'm good. I'm doing excellent. How about yourself, Uncle Code?
Very good. I like your background today.
Oh, thank you.
Is it virtual? Be honest.
It's 100% real. You know the reason why I decided to make my background all white is because yours is all black. So we need to have a bit of contrast in life and a bit of opposites to balance things out. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you mean by that? I'm now the Lord Waiter, and now you are Luke Skywalker for us.
Exactly. So Uncle Code, we are back here on in the arena for another round of Uncle Talk today, and our topic for today: gaming, a threat or an opportunity.
What do you think?
What do I think about that question?
What is your answers immediately for this title? Is it threat?
Immediately,
Opportunity?
I'm super biased. I think I learned a lot from gaming growing up. And the reason I can answer this very clearly is because mentally I've prepared a pitch for my parents. Every time I want to play games, I'll tell them, mommy, papa, I learned vocabulary and grammar and creativity from playing games. So I'm ready to share my thoughts on this. But today we have two very special guests who will be joining us on the Uncle Talk show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's make some noise and put our hands together for Adrian and Yash.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hello, Uncle. How are you today?
I'm very good, and now better. See you guys here.
So glad to be here.
Awesome.
Uncle Talk, sorry. Yeah.
I'm Uncle Code. The show name is Uncle Talk. Confused.
All right.
Awesome. So we have Adrian and Yash in the building today. And guys, thank you so much for being on the show today. We're going to have a super good discussion talking about gaming, whether it is a threat or an opportunity. So are you guys ready to go?
Oh, yes.
We're ready.
Yeah, we're
All
ready.
right. Uncle Code, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
All right, everybody at home, to all our listeners, we are going to start our episode for today. Once again, if you have any suggestions, any things you want to share with us, you may do so in the comment section below or follow us on social media. All the links will be in the description.
And
All
also,
right.
Are you ready? Are you ready at the home?
If you guys are saying anything, we can't hear you, but we assume that you guys are ready.
Yeah.
You should be
Right?
ready.
Okay, cool. Our first question to get things warmed up, we have a bit of an icebreaker. So very quickly, I want you guys to introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, whether it's your education or your job or your career. And tell us one thing that you like about gaming. Maybe we can start with you, Yash.
Hi. Hi, thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Yashfa. You guys can call me Yash. I'm from Maldives. I'm actually a university student and I'm currently studying at Help University. I'm doing my degree in information technology and mobile computing. And I'm currently in my last semester, hence I am doing my internship at KiddoCode. That's about me, and why I like gaming is because it's very stress reducing, and I just love it. Actually, I just love it. There's no other way to describe it. Actually,
Tell me again your major in Help University, right?
yeah, I'm studying at Help University. I'm doing information technology and mobile computing.
Mobile computing. So you said this is the last semester, right?
Yep, my last semester.
What is your final term FIP? What is your final project?
My final project was about data science and web development, a little bit combination of both.
So you're engaging with Python for your data
Yeah.
science part?
Yeah.
Great. NumPy, SumPy, the SciPy, Matplotlib. And then have you done anything relevant to data science and gaming? Something like that?
No, not yet.
I have
No,
no
I
idea
haven't.
what you.
Good. Thank you so much.
Go
That's
to the next.
That's awesome.
All
Adrian, you want
right.
to introduce yourself?
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Adrian. I actually study exact same uni as Yashwa, exam sec class as well. So we study the same subject. Currently I'm doing my last years as well as a bachelor's in information technology. And since you talk about FYP, my FYP was about a service-based website where we thought when during the COVID-19 happened, right? So we thought that people would be isolated at home and
Mhm.
Getting things done like maintenance, like cleaning the house, or some things like fixing the sink or something like that might be a problem.
Mhm.
So we created a service-based website that can help customers fix or maintain their services at home while being at home.
Interesting. Bravo, bravo. So
Thank
the
you, thank you.
entrepreneurial mindset. That's great. Very good. And
All right.
that's the point. That means that it's, you know what, when things happen in the world, not just pandemic, there are many things happening, and always if you can see a gap or a demand, and then you have a solution for that, a techie solution. You know, if you have a solution but it's not techie, don't talk about it, because that makes
Yeah,
more disaster. So if you have a
exactly.
solution for education, a solution for the service-based economy, or if you have a solution for data analysis and coming from the gamers, it should be with the technology. So very good. So you also in the last semester, huh?
Yes,
So you two same range, right? Same level.
yes, yeah, yes.
Right.
Everything same. Everything
So
same.
you
Yeah.
are from coming help and trying to help people. That's nice. Okay, right.
We
Let's
can say that. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Adrian, you still haven't answered the question about one thing that
Oh,
you really like about gaming.
Oh yeah. Okay, well let's jump into that. Why I love gaming so much? It's because, like I mentioned before, in the real world it can be tough, right? Things can go down, upside down. But when you're inside gaming, right, you are in a different kind of world where you can do anything you want. It's the different types of possibility can happen, and it's your control. So yeah, that's why I love gaming. Yeah.
okay. Experience. I think I can follow you. Experience of the world and limitless. You know what? When you want to build, if you like to build, you like to
Okay.
build. I assume that you like to build. That's why you wanted to do something within the COVID and a website and to do the service. You know what? Building something has resemblance of that and a feeling that you have, exuberance of the feeling that you have in a gaming, because you're building something, so you have control over what you're building.
Yep.
It led you to bend the rules and gravity and all the things around that products, because you are building the products. If I don't
Mhm.
have that kind of feeling, I prefer to buy other people's product. But if I want to
Yep.
build, I want to create, looks like I want to play Minecraft. I want to build a world. You know why? One of the things that nice is in the Minecraft is this ability of creating. We're going to talk more about the games that you just play, but games allow you to change and build and bring stuff. So that's really nice things. I think these two features in you, they have connectivity definitely together.
Yeah,
Right,
definitely.
continue.
Yep, for sure.
You know, Uncle Code, like Yash mentioned about it being stress relieving,
Yes.
and then Adrian talked about how it's some sort of being in a new world where you can set your own rules and do the things that you want. You know, I think you guys should really introduce those games to me, because every time I play video games, I get stressed out. You know, it requires a lot of skills, a lot of hand-eye coordination, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
But
yep.
but it's great that you guys enjoy games, and I guess now moving into the conversation, right, Uncle Code, and this is something that you always do at the start of every episode, is to make sure that everyone is on the same page about what we are talking about, that the definition is agreed upon between the four of
Exactly.
us, right?
Exactly.
So this brings me to the question: what is your definition of a gamer, and do you consider yourself a gamer?
Okay, for
Let me
me,
tell something here, guys. It's very, very important. We want to know how you define the game, because if I define it in different way, it's good that I know it from the beginning. So
yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
one of the biggest issue between even parents and their children. The definition of the game is not clear. So that's why we want to know what you define it. Okay, continue, Yash.
So for me, a gamer is anyone who loves to play games, like whether it be PlayStation, PC, Xbox, interactive games, card games. We have chess and Scrabble as well. Consider that as games as well, not just like shooting games and all. So I would say like anyone who plays any of those games would be a gamer, actually, in my mind. And yeah, for me, that is what gaming is about.
So
Very nice. Yeah.
you're referring to in general gaming, not necessarily computer games or video games.
Yeah. For
Mhm.
me, like it's a combination of everything. That is for me a gamer, definitely.
Is it true that I say that what make, for example, a football different than a computer game are just tools and environment?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
both are two kinds of games.
Yes,
Games
yes,
that engage different abilities and different. Okay,
yes,
interesting.
yes.
Interesting. Okay, one definition. We have one definition. Let's go for the next.
Very nice. Adrian, how about
Alright.
you?
Another definition of gaming. All right. Since Yash took all my answers away, let me just try and figure out another one. All right. Definition of gaming. Okay, like remember you mentioned about football, playing virtual football, and then playing a real life football, right? The definition of gaming. I'm pretty sure nowadays, even football players, they even play their own FIFA game to
Mhm,
improve, sometimes
mhm,
to improve their own skills,
mhm.
because people like us, we are humans and we can adapt. We can always adapt and learn. And definition of gamers, right? When we play games like Counter Strike,
Mhm.
when the first time we play, we don't usually be the best. We usually die the first time. We die multiple times, but we adapt as humans. And then for some time, if with experience and a lot of control over the game, we can be the best. It's up to you. If you want to be the best, you can be the best. So yeah, that's the definition for me as a gamer.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, you can
Interesting.
play any game. Yeah, you can play any game. If you want to be the best of anything, it's up to you.
So I can see that you're defining the game, sort of. You're just seeing an experience. You're defining as a kind of experience, self-construction, and not destruction. Experience. It means like
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
to you want to get feeling of better, or you want to, because we know that now. Even there are games that you can play and learn a language. So game
correct.
getting everywhere. It's not just that stereotype of shooting game or just chasing game. They have their own categories. We have the thousands of, I should say, really thousands of categories for the gaming. But what I like to pick up from what you said is the experience. For example, Raj, why
Yeah.
we go out? Huh? Why we like to before COVID? Let's like before COVID, we were
A long time ago.
2019 BC.
in a far away galaxy. So why we I wanted to go to spend, for example, every morning. One of the things that I like to do, definitely before I go into the work, is find somewhere outside the office or home, sit down and drink a coffee. Especially because I'm very particular about a coffee. I don't go everywhere.
Okay.
So there are places that I accept their tick for their coffee. But but actually, I'm looking for a social experience. I may not talk to anybody, but I feel there are people around me. This is called experience within the context. So
Yeah.
contextual feeling, we call it contextual feeling. So what I like to look at the definition of the gaming that you say, by the way, both of you, I like the way that you guys talk about the gaming without referring just to computer. But Yash referred to this kind of general definition of the engagement. Games, what game we know we love the game. We know even animal play games, even children,
Yeah.
everybody. It's natural. And I like to refer to your definition as experience of a kind of engagement. These two things are the things. I think I sort of agree with that. Okay, Raj.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. So, Uncle got a quick question based on the definitions that Yash and Adrian have given. Would you consider yourself a gamer?
You know what? I'm definitely a gamer because I started a business. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to start a business and go through, it's a strategy called games. It's really, that means every day there are numbers and figures and metrics and teams and cultures and branding and marketing and all these kind of things like Clash of Clan that you have to check everything, how much gem, how much cash, how much this and that, how much you're like a Sim City. Maybe I should say Sim City is very close to being a business owner, and you have to make people happy or see why they're
Yeah.
sad,
Yeah.
this and that, and build and creativity. And so definitely I have a gamer mindset, but I found it in this. I channel it into this building a business.
Yeah, and
This
and
is
and
what
you're
you have to talk about it. If you have such a desire, how you want to channel this desire in rest of your life. If you're playing game now, you're 16 years old. Okay, so this is a kind of opportunity or a weakness if you don't use it. If you use it, utilize it to, for example, I don't know, become a good lecturer, become a good business owner, or become a good football player, or become a kind of effective team members, or whatever. That means you're channeling that passion into something that required gaming skills.
Mhm. Very nice.
Yep.
So
Oh, wow.
speaking about that, right? This is a question that might ruffle a lot of feathers. I know it definitely did when I was growing up, because my parents always had an issue with the amount of time that I spent playing games. So very quickly, now that we are in 2021, how many hours do you guys spend playing games in a day?
That's a good question.
Okay, so
How?
since
Okay, Yashmin, go first. Yeah. Okay.
since we're in our uni, we don't get a lot of time. So I would say I play like 4 hours maybe, and it's not very consistent these days. Like if I said, I'm still doing uni, right? So I have to study and all. So I would say I play like 4 or 5 hours if I have free time. Yep,
Right. So this 4 hours, is it the filtered PR answer or is this the real answer?
real answer.
Real answer. Okay, cool. Adrian?
What was the max? What was, I mean, like, because we have fluctuation, agree?
Okay, so
Fluctuation. You just gave us the average. Give us mean and max.
okay, so if it's like free till like holiday days, I could play from morning to night actually.
That's nice. That's nice. So we pick it up
Okay.
just by a guess. If 4 hours is your average, typically you're gonna have a kind of fluctuation of plus minus 2 or 3. So 2 times, this is a sigma in normal distribution. The gaming time is normal. So 2 times the sigma is your max. It should be like a kind of 4 plus 6, 10 hours. Your max should be around 10 hours. So let's go for you, Adrian.
Okay. For me, now it's working, right, in kiddo code. So if I'm not working, it's usually more than 5-6 hours. But while working in kiddo code, it's less than 3 hours. But if you're talking about max, then yeah, you're right, Uncle Ko. Yeah, it's around 10 hours. Yeah.
Well, you cross 12 hours as well.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
you can't help it.
Great.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't help it.
When I was
help myself.
I had this privilege because my dad is a computer scientist, and also
Okay.
so I had this chance to have the computers since really early ages. And one of the computer that we had is Amstrad. Maybe later I can show the picture. But it had nice, cool games, and I was playing games. And then we got Commodore 64, and then we had a bunch of our games. I remember in summer, I was playing really, really a lot, many hours, and I felt when you play. And in those days, TV, it was not the kind of today screen so good, so it had radiation a lot on the eyes. So I think I can't remember that if I crossed 10, 12 hours or not. But I know I used to play those ages.
And I think maybe
Oh,
Uncle
wow.
Ko, you definitely remembered how your eyes felt after playing for so long.
It's a part of your life, right? Because if you are a coder, so I've been a computer programmer, software engineer, so that means spend coding for hours. And coding is exactly gaming. Coding is exactly gaming. The same adrenaline, the same dopamine, everything, all those hormones will be in your brain. You solve a bug, wow, I did it. Another
Yes,
bug,
exactly.
I did it. Another bug, I did it. Just like that.
Yeah.
And all these things, algorithms, strategies. So that means you spend time for 12, 13, 14 hours.
Yeah.
Next question. By the
Um,
way, you have nice comments in the right side. You see that? One person say, makes me to be the god in my own game. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Powerful. Make you feel like 4. Great. And
Very
life
nice.
is
Very
a type of game as well. Really nice. I like that. It is like that. Every day we wake up, we're in the middle of a game. Maybe
That's
one day
it.
they wake up and then suddenly they plug out headset. Let's go. That's reality.
It's like a scene out of the Matrix. Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Let's get into a bit of a story time. Because since
Okay.
I think all of us like a superhero movie, right? We have our origin story, and our origin story
Yeah.
today is how did you guys become a gamer? What is your first interaction with the game, and what was the story that has led you to where you are today when it comes to gaming? So Yash, do you remember the first time you ever played a game?
Yes, I do actually. My first gaming experience was when I was very, very young. I can't remember when. My dad actually got me and my brother our first PlayStation 1. So he got it from my brother, but I wasn't going to let him only play it, right?
Of course,
So
naturally.
So yeah, that's how I got introduced to gaming through my dad. And I just fell in love with it. So I continued gaming till now. Yeah, but
What was your age?
I can't remember. I think I would be around 8 or 9, probably.
Oh, okay.
Pretty young.
Interesting.
Very
Okay.
nice. Adrian, how about you?
How about me? Okay, same as Yashua, PS1 as well. But when I got addicted to gaming, do you remember that game where you had to shoot the duck with the pistol? Do you guys remember? Yeah. And then
It's a
during that,
Nintendo game.
during that time itself, I was impressed. Like, wow, I can shoot something like through nothing, and it hits the screen, and that was amazing. So from that on, I got so addicted to gaming, and then it moved on to PS2, and PS2 was one of the best consoles Sony has ever created. So from that on, and my life continued becoming a gamer. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. When you guys answer, I'm thinking of my own time and people at my
Yeah.
age time also, that for us, wow, I pressed the button, that little guy jump wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, wow,
Yeah.
this is
Oh, I
amazing.
shoot through nothing and it's gonna work. Interesting, right?
Yeah,
You know what? I remember when I started to play, it was monocolor. The display had only two colors, so three colors, and more than that. And but but you could immerse yourself into the game. That's a very important thing. So that's
Mm.
the experience that I have. That even text-based games, it was common when I was 10, 11, and 12 years old. Textual-based games like question answering, and each questions and answers that you go, you bring it to the other answers. That means you have to do imagination yourself. But
Yeah.
even that one was
Yeah.
strong enough to bring
Mm.
you into that universe. Raj, continue.
Yeah. Uncle Code, when you brought up about those text-based games, it actually reminded me of one of the first few games I ever played in my life. It
What
was
was it?
actually in a book, right? It was a
Oh.
flip your adventure book
Yeah.
where you start on
Yeah,
page
yeah.
one, and then based on your actions, they bring you to different pages, and you go through the whole book trying to finish the adventure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Um,
my god.
It's classic. It's a classic game.
And
And
games.
for me, like I started gaming on my mom's Nokia 3310. Like it had Snake on it, the
Yeah, the
black and
snake
white
one,
one. Yeah, and I think that just cascaded into many platforms and many consoles across the years.
And now it's going on. Now it's going on. You see these kind of .io games online. There's a bunch of them online. One of
yeah,
Worm is getting bigger and longer, and that all coming from that snake. That means the grandpa version is that a snake game.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's super exciting to see what it's going to become in the future. Maybe we have Snake VR or something where we play in real life in between
Yeah.
buildings. That would be
Yeah.
nuts.
That's in the
Right?
future. It's gonna come soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna come soon.
improving.
You
Yeah.
guys should suggest me some VR games. Recently, I'm playing more with VR. I want to get something
Oh.
later. So I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
So, okay, Raj, go for the next question.
Awesome. So the next question: name some of the games that you guys play the most.
Oh, that's a good thing.
So I like to play like games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, those kind of games. One of my favorite is the Final Fantasy series. I really love that. I love it. I
Very
can play
nice.
that for so long.
Interesting. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tekken.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please remind us not to get into an argument with you ever, Yash.
Aiyo.
Adrian?
All right. The most I would usually say like Dota or Apex, CS:GO, but for this show, I would go for RuneScape. I don't know whether you guys know RuneScape. It's a MMORPG. So that game got me addicted so much. I played it for hours and hours because it was so big and amount of quests they have. It was so nice to interact with the game. These two brothers managed to develop using Java. That's like so interesting. Yeah,
Interesting.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
Nice.
the super interesting thing about RuneScape was it was one of the first browser games, right?
Yeah.
That absolutely became popular for the
Oh.
graphics and the storyline that it
Graphics
got to be
and
played
yeah,
on browser.
exactly. You are right. You are right.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. Yeah.
Such a good game.
Yep.
It is.
Um,
So, I just want to know one thing. I guess you guys have your favorite game within different categories, right? I mean, for example, maybe it's to just before we go to next question, very quickly, tell me categories of games that you're playing. Yash?
For me, like I like racing kind of games as well, and then fighting and like more fantasy, like arcade games. I would say, yeah,
Okay, okay.
which has a storyline, and then you have to continue that storyline. Yeah.
Interesting. We must have another talk with you guys to come and a little bit talk about the categories and define them. Actually, one of the things we're going to do soon is we want to build some new courses in Code, which
Okay.
let me also tell the parent. We want to talk about first history of games, categories of games, philosophy behind games, what make a category different than another category, and how and what kind of skills and arts actually should be utilized for each one of these games, because this category of the games, they have their own sound, musics, like a movie exactly, and they have their own genres. So we're going to talk a little bit about them, and also we want to share some tools and gadgets that can be used for children to understand it. Because what is bad, I call it bad, is you play a game and know nothing about how they create it. You just like kind of blind. That is dangerous.
Mm.
That
Yeah,
is
true.
stupid and consumer. The point is, if I'm using when you eat food, chicken, rice, or beef, this is protein. This is fat. You know what is good
Yep.
fat and bad fat. So you must have this kind of nutritional intelligence. If you play a game, utilize it to search more, read more, understand more, because now game and music and movie, they are just branches of art somehow. And it's really interesting, Raj, to know that in US channels, number of people watch, because now became very popular that I sit down and I look at other people playing game, right? This is very important.
Yeah.
And now in US, number of people watching games cross number of people watching sport channels.
Yeah.
This is very important.
Yep.
This means that the whole marketing industry move into Twitch.com, move into these channels, because more people are there. Generations here are there. That means it's a very important news, I think, in human history. The sport channels. Okay, go for the next question.
All right. So the next question that we have is, what are some of the advantages you think gaming has given you?
Oh, nice. And disadvantage. Maybe we can mix these two questions.
Sure. So advantages and disadvantages.
Yes.
So for me, like I said, it was definitely stress reducing. Apart from that, I remember
Right
like
down the
one-
stress.
apart from that, I remember like in one game, like I tried to defeat this boss, but I couldn't. Like I spent so many days, but I finally did it, and that euphoric moment, like I remember still. But so like it made me resilient and like allowed me to improve on my thinking skills, I guess. I would like to say that gaming also has defined my character in life as well. How I view things, how I problem solve.
So these are advantages that you
That
figured out.
I experience, yeah.
So what disadvantages you like to define it?
So for every thing, we would have a negative thing as well, right? Like for example, medicine. It is good, but if you don't follow doctor's prescription, it's going to be bad for you. So that's similar to gaming. Like if you spend so many hours gaming, like it's going to have a negative consequence. Like it might be, some people has reported being violent, not being able to concentrate well. And also one very common thing nowadays is cyberbullying in gaming.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is
Yep.
one big disadvantage in gaming actually.
Mm.
That children, actually kids, are facing.
Cyberbullying
Very
is
good.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, Adrian.
All right. Advantages. Okay, I'm just gonna go for RuneScape since it's one of the best games I played. Advantages of that game is I learned English while playing that game. So I have learned that they use very good English over there, and I've learned a lot of things like there are different types of trees, there are different types of ores. You can smith them, you can fish different types of fish. It's general knowledge. General knowledge. It will add to your brain. You get smarter every day. But it's not only RuneScape. There's more every other games you can play that can help benefit yourself to increase your knowledge. It's not like gaming will decrease knowledge. It's basically it helps you think more, and also helps you to, you can say, like do better. You can say, yeah. So yeah, that's a few advantages of gaming. Yeah.
And some for disadvantages.
Okay, since Yashva took the medicine thing, I'm going to say about addiction. It can be a very bad thing because recently I've been studying about dopamine. It's a thing where we humans choose this rather than that. So if like we are playing games, we rather play games rather than studying. So yeah, so that's one of the disadvantage of gaming. Yep, we choose to spend our time more into gaming than try to build up our career as a person. Yep.
Interesting. I may go through because Raj, they answered in a way that engaging the next two questions.
Yeah.
Maybe I can a little bit open it up here. I use the
Sure.
chance and you do that. Okay, let's talk about first anxiety and stress. What I felt that it can help you to absorb some of you or manage some of your anxiety, and also it can produces anxiety.
Yeah.
Yash, I want to know about this. If do you think there are cases if happen that you feel more anxiety, or how game can, because some people, there are some researchers that they have done it and they show that it may produce some sort of extra anxiety in the life. What do you think?
For me personally, I haven't experienced any increasing anxiety or loss of concentration for me personally, because I know like gaming is another world. It is a virtual world like that. I don't want to mix it in my real world. So I know it is not real and all. So I don't think me personally I have felt like that.
Okay, nice point. Because you know that gaming is different than your real life. But
Yes.
how you got this skill and how we can give this skill to 9 years old, 10 years old?
So I think it started because like I was introduced to gaming at a very young age, like through my dad. Like considering like he's from a generation where like they aren't very tech savvy, he's very tech savvy. So like I think my dad actually made it a point that it is not real, it is a virtual game. So at a young age I was able to understand it. So through
So it
that
means
I
the
was able to
element of your,
continue.
so it means your parent, if impact
Yeah,
of your dad was
yeah,
important.
yeah.
So uh, so then you know what? Because this can bring a question to many parents that okay, but not many parents they have that kind of privilege to be
Yeah,
tech
true.
savvy, and now their children playing games. And I'm a parent. How can I teach my child to understand that yes, this is different world. If you lost something in that world, don't be sad and then don't come out and spend few days. But there is something. I think it's a little bit we have to understand this. If gaming is getting more popular, if you want to bring gaming into even to work and education, I don't think we can really look at it just as a fake world. It's getting real somehow. When
Yeah,
when
Yeah.
when people
Yeah.
pay, make the transactions, when game gets social, it's getting real. Like when Facebook started, they were saying it's just a place to chat, but it became real. Now it's the place we do everything. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is something. So it means anxiety is a part of life.
Correct.
Okay, no matter I'm in a game or outside the game. Manage the anxiety is a skill, no matter in the game or outside the game. So we may ask that game because give us that feeling that I can do a lot of things and feel limitless. So I'm more vulnerable to my weaknesses as well. That means while I can play with my strengths and I can play with my weaknesses, this is very important. So when I look at you, Yash, you talk about something like your dad, which is the benefit you have.
yeah.
This benefit is not in every home. Adrian, what do you think?
About anxiety, as
Yes,
as a, as a gamer,
anxiety.
I've never experienced anxiety at all.
Uh-huh. Mhm,
So it's more to like a release, like what Yasha says, stress relief. But
mhm.
yeah, like it's the same as Joshua. My dad actually came home from work, and then he gave me a PSP and a Game
Mhm.
Boy. And
Interesting.
from there I was like, whoa, what is this? I was like, I can play FIFA virtually. I can go around. And that time, even PSP was
Mm.
well advanced, even that time. So anxiety, no, I've no experience in anxiety while playing any other games.
Right.
Yeah,
Would you say that you
yeah.
have experienced maybe addiction or maybe too much of time or a lack of balance when it comes to gaming?
Yes. There's too much of time. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
There's always too much of time in
It
gaming.
means
Yeah.
that you couldn't control it. That's why you call it addiction.
Yes, you cannot control it. That's why it's
Mm,
called an addiction, because
mm,
you're so immersed into that virtual world that you want to
mm,
experience everything. Make sure you spend your whole time trying to get 100% of try to utilize every part of the game. Try
mhm.
to, yeah. So basically, if the developers are if the game developers created like 100%, gamers like me, I would play 100% of the game. I wouldn't stop halfway, because
So you
that's not a
are
core
an
gamer.
explorer.
Yeah, I'm a real explorer. If like there's
Okay.
adventures games, they have like you have to find stuff, search stuff, read stuff. Yeah, I'm all that.
If they
That's
release a new map, you want to go.
yeah, just go for
God.
it. Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. So how about the addiction, Yash?
Yeah, I'm one of the people that gets addicted to gaming as well. I remember in my first year, my friend, who's a girl, introduced me to Destiny, a PC game. And that's what all I could think about during that semester. Unfortunately or fortunately, my laptop broke, so I had to send it to get fixed. That's how I stopped. But yeah, so addiction is real, definitely.
Was it Diana, Yash?
Yeah, Diana.
It was Diana. Okay, all right.
Shout out to Diana for introducing games to your friends.
We should have a talk with this Diana as well. You have a questions rather than your dad, because I can see similarity between both of you. You have you have a parent that they approach. Actually, it's a good idea that you parent, even if you're not sure exactly what is it, and you know that the game is going to be a run. So okay, you start to buy and play yourself a little bit, and then give it to children. Let's see what's going to happen, because life is trial and error. But if
Correct.
I engage in this trial and error, at least I can manage the failure in a better way, rather than I wait my child go through the gaming and then I'm nothing, I'm nobody, because I'm always sad. No, but I never negotiate. So negotiation is important. I feel you guys, you had a good negotiation with your daddy in this kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad
because
actually
they offered
blessed
to you.
everyone.
Is it like later they say, oh, it was my fault, I shouldn't give it to you?
Oh, no.
So,
How much you had talked with your dad regarding this stuff? It means Adrian, let's ask you. You had any discussion to your dad? You say, I'm bored, I feel addiction.
No.
Any kind of discussion? Yes or no?
We never had a discussion
Never
about
had.
games at all. No, never.
So,
Indian
but
dad, no.
you were worried about your addiction, right?
Yeah.
What
I am
did
worried.
you talk about it?
Usually my dad. Okay, there is a few times my dad will call me downstairs, and then she's like, "Adrian, we need to talk about. You are spending too much time in front of your PC,
Mhm.
right? Try to reduce a little bit, but a person like me, it's very hard to listen. But I'll tell my dad that playing games is like one of the greatest things that's happened to me, because it really helps me to control myself. Actually, not to when you're playing a lot of games, people say it's uncontrollable, right? But for me, it actually controls myself, because it's like I said, it's a virtual game. You can do anything you want, and it really releases the peace in my mind. So yeah, we have this talk with my dad, and my dad be like, just try to build your own career. Study more.
Mhm.
That's what every parent would say: study more, play less, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but for
Yeah.
me, it's like if gaming is a thing in right now in this generation, because everything is changing, technology is advancing so much that
Mhm.
even like virtual sports can be a real sport sooner or later.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my part. Yeah.
You know, Uncle Code, like speaking about conversations, I remember when I started being a bit crazy with my gaming habits, my father didn't have any conversation with me. He just took all the LAN cables, all the internet cables, he locked it in a bag and he took it to the office with him. So,
Then what
it was,
you do after that, Raj? What you do after that?
bro, I went to my neighbor's house and I took LAN cables from my neighbor's house to play my games. And at 7 p.m. when my dad was coming back from the bus stop, I'd hide all the cables and keep it away.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
but the one thing that my dad always used to tell me was, why are you spending so much of time playing games? It's not like you can make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Which
Same.
brings us to our next question, right,
Yeah.
Uncle
Yeah.
Code? And to everyone else on the stream today, do you think you guys can earn a solid income from being a gamer? And if yes, how? Maybe we can start with you, Adrian.
With me? Okay.
Yeah.
A solid gamer. Okay. I like I said before, when you play games, it's up to you whether you want to be the best. It's up to you. And if you want to earn some money, yeah, there is YouTube, there is Twitch. I've seen some people on YouTube and Twitch earning so much more than doctors nowadays, just by playing some games. Just by playing games for like what 1 hour, and you earn like what $3,000, and that's like common to Malaysia is like times by 4, and that's a lot here, right? So yeah, you can make money out of the game, but it depends on you, because people like to watch entertainment. They don't like to watch normal stuff. If you are a funny guy and loves to play games, and you are so passionate on gaming, yeah, you can be your own person in your own world.
So
Yep.
you mean that like a YouTuber that reviews some products
Yeah.
and earn from advertisement? So as a gamer, you can review your games and get the
Yeah.
audience, and from
Yeah.
the user traffic of your channels, you produce money and income for yourself, right?
Yep, you're producing money income for yourself. You're producing money income for the company as
So
well, because you are doing their games.
Okay. So basically, the way the strategy that you're suggesting is the same strategy that now online marketings and
Yep.
online platform allows. Okay, perfect. I can be
Yeah.
like, for example, I'm interested to talk about music, so I launch a channel and I talk about the music. I get my fan, and if I really put my passion on that, be able to build personal branding and put my
Correct.
signature, so I'm gonna get my fan, and then I follow this to get perfect. Okay, got your
Yeah.
idea. So,
Yeah.
Yash, how about you?
So I totally agree with Adrian. Now we have like things like platforms like YouTube and Twitch. They make a lot of money through streaming. Actually, like PewDiePie is one of a YouTuber, and I think he made 40 million last year alone, and he has like millions and millions of subscribers. And Ninja, who is a famous streamer on Twitch, I think he also made over 25 million last year alone. So yes, definitely you can make a
Yeah.
lot of money. And also we have esports tournaments as well, and the prize that the winning team gets is in millions. So definitely you can earn a lot
Yeah.
of money in this.
Yeah.
Okay, prize and rewards. I have two questions. First, both of you, let's let's talk like that. Can I have? Okay, let's forget about the those with a million of fans and followers and whatever. Let's see if I can build sustain income, like let's say sustain average income. Let's say I want to have, let's say a person says in Malaysia, I want to have like 20,000 ringgit per month. Okay, as a salary. Let's say someone means like 5,000 US dollars. Okay, so how much this is achievable through this way of online activities that you two, both of you are referring? Maybe
Okay.
Adrian,
20,000.
this
All right.
amount. How
Okay.
long you think it take? What do you have to do?
All right. For 20,000 over here.
5,000 US dollars.
All right. Okay.
Around.
I think the
around,
best
same,
thing.
same. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I think the best thing you can do is like I've like what Yashua said, like PewDiePie. He didn't start from 100,000 subscribers, 100 million subscribers. He started from zero, right?
Yes.
Like every other people in this world. So if you start from zero and you gain subscribers like 100, 200, 300, and from there, if you can see potential, right? You have to put time and effort into that potential. Because if you stop halfway, you're never going to reach to the finishing line.
Mhm.
So if you want to get the 20,000, you have to put amount of effort and time to reach that 20,000. So yeah, you can even go further, but that's up to you.
So let's say if a gamer spend time
Okay.
after 1 year, do you think is achievable? This person has 3,000 to 5,000 monthly salary after 1 year full-time
Yeah,
working
of
on
course.
the channel.
Yeah.
How about you, Yash?
It definitely is achievable, but it also depends on the person as well, because the market is so saturated now. I would say like you have to be unique in what you're doing to gain anything nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is achievable, but you definitely have to invest a lot of your time, energy, and everything to that.
Interesting. Now my second question here
Okay.
is, so I got it. Now gaming is beneficiary in the same way that a musician can utilize the online platform. So this but doesn't have anything to gaming itself. You understand me? What you guys are saying is nice, but doesn't have anything with the game. You are saying, let's talk in general. If you like topic X, build social media channels over the X and be persistent. And after 1 year, 2 years, you're going to get followers, and then you can earn from advertisement. Or
Correct.
not advertisement, anything relevant to the user traffic. You know what? If you're a YouTuber, you have 1 million users, accountant will come to you to value your channel by intangible asset. We call it intangible because it's not tangible, intangible users. That's how we value softwares, by their users. But I do have this question. Do you have any idea about gaming itself can be used as a skill to produce income, not become popular to have channels and then earn that? How about the game itself?
Yeah, I think a lot of people they watch these gamers who are really good. Like I think they get their most money from streaming. Even as you said, like a musician, they earn their money through advertising and sponsorship, things like that. So it depends on like how you build that, how you use that skill. Like you play game, you improve yourself, and you build an audience that watch you gaming. I think that's
Maybe
how.
maybe I will wait for Adrian your answers. If I seen you still the answers is not in that direction that I wanted, I will redefine my question again. Adrian, what do you
Okay.
think about my
I
question?
think I get your question. Okay, because recently I have a friend who played CS:GO, right? And when you play CS:GO, every time you finish a game, you get a drop. Let's say like a container kind of box, right? and he's been collecting so many boxes along his time, like 3 years. And then we mentioned him that you can sell this box online in the market, and he actually made 300 ringgit just by selling boxes and playing games. So yeah, you
Interesting.
can make money just by playing games. Yeah, of course.
Virtual goods, virtual
Yeah.
okay, virtual good. That's the good things. Virtual economy. So that means I can turn my game points or game assets into something that
Into
I
real
can
money,
trade.
actually. Into real money,
Real money.
actually. Yeah,
Let's
you
say
can.
something like. So, but let me also add this one. What I'm trying to question and ask you guys is, for example, if I'm a musician, okay, and I make YouTube channels by talking about the music, and I earn money because I have many users and advertisement. That's number one. Number two is when I compose music, or I become a part of a movie team that I compose music for them, and I earn money. In the second way, I am earning money directly from my skill, music itself, right? Music
Okay.
itself.
Okay.
So the question, the argument is this: if gaming reached to a point that is can be considered as a skill, can be used in companies and businesses, this is very important, especially for you guys as a gamer. That's what I want to bring it out. Okay, you guys as a gamer, you have to focus more on this, because there are a lot of arguments in the world, and I'm a fan of it, because I believe very soon we invite gamer to our marketing team to come up with the gamified strategies for advertisement. I believe very soon gamification and gamers, they come to economy to understand that how motivate people in a society, for example, to use mask by gamified approaches. For example, if you use mask, take a selfie, you will get 2 points. And if you reach to 200 points, you're going to get golden mask. You're going to get ranking. You're going to be the best mask owner, or giant mask, or hero mask, or super mask. So if I'm a gamer and I understand the mechanics behind the gamification, I can bring this skill into health, into economy. And there are successful examples, especially in biology, that they hired. I will talk about this in my next video. Follow it, and I will talk about it. There's an interesting way that they hired online around 40,000 gamers, and they solved one of the biggest and difficult, challenging question in proteomics and genetics in 1 week. But because they create the question, which require a lot of laboratory job and scientists, into a game, and they taught a little bit gamers biology, and in the game environment, they played game, but actually they were solving the question that they wanted to use it in the biology. If you see the Ender Game, the Ender Game movie, right?
Okay.
You saw this movie, okay? So they use the child gaming ability to attack to an alien for something else, in the military. So the gaming is skill used for something else. So these are the things coming to the game. So if that happen, then soon we're going to have bachelor degree for gaming. Soon, with direction into economy, with direction into biology, in direction into physics. And so because gamification is going to be an approach to solve the problem. So this is what I'm trying to talk with you guys. And it's good that you guys focus on that, because you do have the skills. You do have the skills.
That's very interesting. I actually read about like how surgeons like who use robotic surgery, their controller is pretty similar to the PlayStation or Xbox controller. So apparently, like surgeons who played game had a better control and were able to easily adapt to that.
Perfect.
So that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. Correct. And these things, if these things happen, then as a parent, I want to make sure that my child play game. Because it's very simple: economy, job opportunities, and it's not waste of times. And I may ask, excuse me, have you played your game today 2 hours? I have to see. You need to show to me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so kids, the next time you want to play video games, an excuse you can give your parents is, it'll make me a better surgeon.
Adrian, you read the comments they sent to you for some of your friends?
Yeah, this is all my friends here. You can see all of them are here. All my friends.
I want to say thumbs up for the last comment.
Yeah. Okay,
Awesome.
Naveen. Okay, I'll clean it up, please. Okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Naveen, you're such a good friend, bro. You're calling out your friend in the middle of a live stream. Awesome. All right, one last question to wrap up our conversation for today. I think for Adrian and Yash, when you guys become parents, the whole parenting landscape might be different as far as games come into the picture, right? There might be a high chance that you guys might be playing games with your kids. You guys will be more accustomed and familiar with games.
Yeah.
So my question is, one day you will be a parent. What will be your strategy to manage your child's gaming time? We can start with you, Yash.
I think I would be too hard on it personally because, like, my parents weren't actually. My dad actually also gamed with us. He played FIFA with my brother, and also my parents weren't that hard. And also, as humans, we tend to do the opposite of what we are told. So if I say don't play, you're gonna play. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna limit the screen time, but I would not be too hard on it because games are going to be the next thing that children would be playing. So let's take the pandemic for example. They can't go out, they have to be stuck at home, so the only form of entertainment they can get is through online gaming or PlayStation game, PC game. So yeah, I think we have to understand the situation as well and then adapt.
All right.
Awesome. Very
Okay.
nice.
Interesting. Interesting.
Adrian?
All right. So
I hope
for
your generation soon become parent.
all right. So for
Adrian.
me, it's the same as Raj. Here, like my parents, they didn't really like me playing games a lot. But yeah, like what Yashwa said, we don't usually listen. We do the opposite. But as a parent, if I become a parent one day, I learned this actually in Keto Code, where you have to do like one step first, and then you move on to a different step, right? So once you're done with a few steps, you are eligible or you are allowed to play a few games. So I'm going to use that concept right there as for my children in the future. So I'll tell them you do this work first for a few hours, and then you can play a few games for a few hours. That's like it's like an agreement like we can have like contract. You can say yeah. So yeah, that's how I manage.
You use gamification for managing gaming for your children.
Yep.
You know, it's
Yep.
step 2, step 3. Unlock
Unlock-
this chest of
yep.
chess. You have 30 minutes time to play games.
Yeah, you can just play. Yeah, you've done it. You've done your part. You can play it. Yeah, it's like that.
That's
Yeah.
it. Well, we had a conversation with one of parents in Kiddo. I mean, at the very beginning of Kiddo. I
Okay.
remember, and the parent had kind of concern about a gaming, and we sit down and we create a plan for her. And then it was like that somehow. It had some kind of nuances and variations, but it was in a way that if really child can do his or her best, he can get like 3-4 hours in a day playing game. But to do that, it's a really big challenge. So he or she has to do a lot of things, a lot of good things and learning and this and that. And then when she applied, it was really interesting because children understand the language of gamification. Adults also understand. So then when you put me in that position, I want to refer to what you said, Adrian. I think in the next talk, I will talk more about dopamine or
Okay.
chemistry and biology behind the gamings. I will talk more about it's more than just dopamine. There are more hormones playing game. And dopamine is really strong. Dopamine is the hormone will be released when we anticipate the success, not when we reach to the success. That's why jackpots and casino
Oh
work
yeah.
well.
Yep.
You feel you are going to win one day. So that hormone, but it's an important hormone is happiness, energy, motivation. Entrepreneurs, they have that hormone. I want to build these products. I'm going to get 1 million users. I'm going to get 10 million users. So this is important. If we utilize this chemistry into a product, in our team building, in our company cultures, or in the politics and government and marketing and advertisement, we have more engagement, engagement is very important. And when it comes to your children, you must work on the engagement of them. So when you say this, that remind me that dopamine solution
Yeah.
for your children. Very good. I like both of your answers. That's nice.
All right.
That's
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Adrian and Yash, thank you so much for being on the show today. We have come to the end of our episode for today. To everyone listening, tuning in, we hope that you guys have had a better understanding about the current gaming landscape, what is going on in the gaming industry at the moment, and also some things that, could possibly help you understand your child's relationship with gaming a little better. Uncle Code, any closing words before we end the episode?
First of all, I'm very happy. You know what? I think we need to have more episodes with these two gamers and engineers and computer scientists and trainer.
Cool.
I should say trainer as well.
Yeah.
And they're working well at Kiddo Code. And I like to see when I see you guys engaged with technology that you are using it for your research, for your entertainment, for your fun, for your knowledge, for your family and society, and also being a trainer about it. Being trainer is a way of being socialized, is helping, supporting. That's a very important thing. So I think, Raj, we definitely we're going to have a few more sessions with our gamers. I think we can't wrap up everything here. And you, dear parents and audience, definitely. When I say parents, doesn't mean that every audience we have should be parents. We're focusing on parents, but the point is, all the teenagers, the students, and everyone want to be parents also. I hope you guys enjoyed, but there's no any kind of conclusion here. We don't want to get any conclusion. It doesn't matter if I believe game can be used in a good way or not, or whatever. It's just a little bit of getting information first. Then later we will come up with some survey from you guys, and also we try to build a kind of flexible conclusion that every one of you can use it as a template, modified a little bit. It can match better in your lifestyle and your children, and every family has its own culture, definitely. But what is bad is to just say game is bad or game is good. There's no such a kind of things. We have to utilize it. You mentioned contract, and that's a very important thing. We have to come up with the contract. Contract means social contract that came up with that bring us benefits. So that's what I can say, Raj, here. And that's all. That's all for today, I guess.
Excellent.
Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. Any questions, any things that you guys want to share, you may do so in the comment section below. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on our social media channels. We are looking forward to hearing from you. And anything you guys want us to talk about on the Uncle Talk Show, just let us know. Until next time, thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.